Hi everybody, I'm going to update my Riot Elliott wave count with you. I'm making a few changes here, and this is a more relaxed style of video, not the professional, more professional I try to be with the weekly videos for the membership. So I'm just going to update it with you and show you the working process. I'm going to start my Riot count down here at the low. I'm making that change, and so I'm going to see this as a first wave up. But I notice if I do that, there is another way of considering this. We could have A, B, C, a correction complete to this high, which means there would be an impulse beginning lower, but considering the behavior, the price behavior of this market, it doesn't fit a bearish wave count, it fits a bullish wave count. And this is why, because when you view it on an arithmetic scale, it has that curved exponential growth to the upside, not the downside. And so I would not want to publish a very bearish wave count for this. So I'm going to start my wave count down here, but I'm going to put some labels for this structure. It does look like a double zigzag, but I think this is probably this low where the wave count needs to start. So I'm going to see this as an impulse unfolding. Primary 4 is 3 months, whereas primary 2 was only 1. There is disproportion. It's more obvious on the weekly and daily charts. So this 0 is where I'm starting my wave count for a first wave up at cycle degree. There's not enough price history for Riot for me to see how it behaves with its trend channels in a bull market. So we've got a breach of this channel, so I think this probably needs to be redrawn. Let's have a go at redrawing that. If I draw that along here or here, oh, that actually has a better fit. So the lower edge now fits better. Let's just push this up. That has a slightly better fit. It's showing where price found support here if we draw it from this low to this low. Okay, so let's just redo that on the daily chart as well. This low here. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. That's a better support line, isn't it? Okay. Now, I want to figure out, first of all, if I move this correction down 1 degree, it's going to look even worse, but I'm not happy with the proportion here, so I'm wondering if there's a first wave complete here. So let's take another look at what was happening up in here. I'm going to just delete these labels within primary 3, and I'm going to pull primary 3 down and consider cycle 1 over at the last low. So I have to disconnect these other labels. I don't want to lose this labeling that I've got here and put them back here. Now I can pull primary 3 and 4 over. I think I might want to put them here. Let's just check. So primary 1 4.06, primary 3 a lot longer, 26.55. Yeah, I think we could have, okay, changing the labels like this is sometimes a little bit problematic. So I want to pull the cycle degree here, which means I need to move this all up 1 degree. Motive wave does make this reasonably easy to work with. Yeah, that's better. Okay, now let's go back to the daily chart level. Expand this out so I can see what we're working with. Okay. That 5th wave looks pretty good, so I want to check the 3rd wave. Does this subdivide okay as an impulse? I can see the beginning and the end here, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be absolutely fine. Yep, it's going to be fine. I think considering the duration of the last pullback for this market, this is how I want to label it. Okay, this is going to be fine. No, I don't want to label that like that. Let's put this down here. No. I don't know if this is going to look any good. Oh yeah, that's going to work quite nicely. I think. Okay, so the middle of the third wave looks good. Now we've got a fourth wave zigzag for primary 4 lasting 8 sessions. And primary 2 lasted 34 sessions. I may need to relabel that as a double zigzag actually. Yeah, it's academic at this stage. But I'm happy with the proportion between primary waves 2 and 4, that's okay. Let's put that 0 there. This cycle wave 2, I don't know, maybe I need to move the whole degree of labelling down one. Okay, so I'm essentially doing this at the weekly chart level. So I've got cycle 1 over here, and I'm labelling cycle 2 complete here as a single zigzag. How deep was that? I'm just going to calculate that. 74% of cycle wave 1. And that's not too bad. The invalidation point though now has to move down to here, 51 cents. So now the question is cycle 2 over as a single zigzag, or is it going to continue lower as a double zigzag? And so to answer that question, I would need to look at some classic technical analysis. Before we get there, I think this will be the bottom line. I think the lower edge of this channel that's providing really nice support, as I've drawn it here, from this low here, week beginning 15th of March, to I think this low. Where did I anchor that? No, this one here. No, that's not perfect. This one right here. That's pretty good. So the week beginning 1st of November 2020. So from this low to this low, if we draw that trend channel, this is how it looks on the daily chart. Perfect support here and here. While price continues to find support at that trend line, I would consider cycle 2 could be over, but if we get a clear breach of that trend line, then I'd consider cycle 2 continuing lower. I don't like this labelling at all, and it's invalid now because 4 can't overlap 1, so that's wrong. How do I need to relabel this? Like this. I want to see this here as a deep second wave. Does this subdivide as an impulse though? Because this is also going to help answer the question if this only subdivides as a zigzag and not an impulse. No. No, there's an overlap there, that's invalid. And if I put the third and the fourth wave here, now the third wave just doesn't look like an impulse at all. That looks terrible. Let's try a leading diagonal for minor wave 1. That's possible because it looks like there's a bunch of zigzags in here. Nope, checking the wavelengths, this is neither contracting nor expanding. What if I put 1 here, that works. So 3 is longer than 1, 5 is longer than 3, and 4 is longer than 2. Just do the trend lines diverge though? Could it have been over here? And minor 2 is an expanded flat. A, B, C. This looks like a 3, this looks like a 3, and that could be a 5. So would minor 1 subdivide as a leading diagonal here? And the trend lines are going to be essentially the same, aren't they? So, okay, let's check to see if they are diverging. I think they are. Yeah, the trend lines are diverging. They're adhered to, and there's an overshoot for the fifth wave. Okay, that's better. And now this looks like a zigzag. That's a 3. And this looks like a zigzag. It's a 3. So minor 2 is an expanded flat, and it's deep. And a second wave following a leading diagonal in a first wave position is commonly very deep. How deep is this? 81%. That's pretty deep. Okay, I'm happy with that, so I'll pull the invalidation point up here, 23.93, and expect a third wave is in its early stages. Do I have an alternate? Well, no. Okay, my alternate, I'll work on this, would be essentially this. Double zigzag. Or a double combination. Either one. X may or may not be over. If we see the lower edge of this trend channel breached with at least one full daily candlestick below and not touching the lower trend line of downward movement, not sideways or upward, then I would possibly switch from the main wave count to this alternate and consider cycle 2 continuing lower as a double zigzag. And I have to be open to that. It's only 74% the depth of cycle 1. That's totally possible. It's over the 0.618 Fibonacci ratio, but it could be deeper. Okay, that's the end for my riot analysis. This is my conclusion. Here's my invalidation point. I expect it's possibly in the early stages of a third wave up, and I'll continue to look for support, strong support at the lower edge of this channel, which I've just redrawn, which I'm pretty happy about. It's got a few tests and it's long held, so that's got strong technical significance. I'm going to embed this video on my website, pureelliottwave.com, and then in the comments underneath the video I'll post some technical analysis charts with a brief commentary, and I'm going to take a look now at some classic technical analysis and just see how much support for a bullish or a bearish case there is for riot at the moment. So if you want to read that part of my analysis, which is going to take me a little while to complete, click through the link at the bottom of this video in the description box, and that'll take you over to my website, Pure Elliott Wave. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.